So online coaches stuck between 5 to 10K per month and still relying on content alone to bring in clients. This video is for you. Today I'm going to be going through how one thought out video can turn into 5 qualified calls in a week, only if the systems behind it are set up correctly. Most online coaches kind of just post and pray, but content isn't the problem, it's the lack of system behind it. If you don't know where your content is leading, who it's talking to, or how it's being followed up, you're not really running a business, you're kind of gambling with your results. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what your content needs to do, where it needs to lead, how your DM should work, and how to stop your setters or even yourself wasting time on dead leads. The concept is quite simple, but people don't really follow it through. Your content has to hit a nerve. Many people tell you to be consistent or add value, which is true. You really need to struck a nerve into the people you're trying to target. Staying consistent and adding value, while true, is kind of service level phrases people use when they haven't actually built something that converts. If you don't know your market's emotional pressure points, desires, pain points, your funnel's already leaking. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. You've got proof, client results, and still inconsistent sales. That's not normal. Here's the system I use to fix that fast. It's called the Coaches Conversion System, and it's built specifically to help struggling coaches earning between 5 to 10K per month start booking more qualified calls each week. This is done by building a system that allows you to receive high quality, unfiltered pain points from your ideal audience delivered straight to your inbox by connecting Zapier, Reddit, and ChatGPT. As an example, I have one from the subreddit TikTok Shop. It's just an example. I watch a lot of TikTok, so I thought this would be a good example to use. Trying TikTok affiliate to support my education. I need income but can't hit 600 followers. Any advice? What's good about this is that it's not a persona, that's a genuine human in survival mode. And in the comments of this, someone laid out the raw, gritty strategy that took them from 500 followers to 11K followers. Most people, they don't really lay out their struggles thick on social media. They sugarcoat and keep it vague, whereas on Reddit, it's quite different. It's anonymous, and there's no personal brand to protect, so there's no image to maintain. So what you get are raw, honest frustrations. The kind people aren't really ready to say out loud. But that's exactly what makes it so powerful. In your content, you don't want to come across as a generic guru. That's how you get scrolled past really fast. You get real traction by listening to where people actually complain without filters and turning those complaints into content that bridges real problems into real solutions. Because when your audience sees their exact struggle reflected back at them, they don't just watch, they reach out. Because you get them, because you understand them. You know what it takes to be in their position. And that's what they need in an authority figure like yourself. That's why having a system in place that actually emails you your audience direct pain points is important. Because it's not just nice to have, it's actually a real-time pain scanner that helps you create good hooks, build content that speaks directly into the heart of the problem. One of the most important things, build an office around emotional bottlenecks such as, and these are TikTok Shop examples, wasting money, algorithm punishment, 200 view jail, or feeling like they're too late. You don't need to guess what your audience frustrations are. You need to actually look at what they're saying. Also, it's really important to know the type of avatar you are talking to. You're speaking to a specific person in a very specific emotional state. The avatar of the person you could be talking to could be stuck in a 9 to 5 or school. They haven't figured out how to make money through online endeavors. They're surrounded by maybe a bunch of average-minded people, scared of being average themselves, barely travel, and still have a boss literally dictating every step of their lives, and zero freedom. Whereas after, their desired state could be running a profitable agency. They buy what they want when they want, without having to check the price. They travel when they want and have true financial freedom. And they're respected everywhere they walk because people know they have earned it. They have earned that financial freedom. They have earned to be their own boss. These sort of transformations don't just happen by adding value to your content. It happens when you speak directly to the pain they're trying to escape and show them the outcome they're trying to chase is achievable with your unique mechanism. Now I'm going to be talking about where the content actually leads to. Here's the truth, you guys. Every single video you post is either a dead end or a stepping stone. And that's because there may or may not be an intentional path from your content to your offer. Just entertaining people, not actually converting them to clients. What I mean by this is that your call to actions may be too soft, too vague, or just completely missing in general. If your audience doesn't know exactly what to do next after watching your video, whether that's DMing you, clicking the link, or dropping the keyword, they'll just scroll away and forget about your video within the next 5 seconds, even if your content does hit home. Even if you don't verbally say it, there should be a clear or directional call to action baked into either your caption or the visual overlay. Something simple like DM me access for the breakdown or comment ready for the step-by-step guide. I don't mean to keep bringing up Sam, but there's a reason why he's making over 200K per month in pure profit. Every single video, whether it's about coaching or just a funny meme, he has the same call to action in all of his videos. If you're an online coaching business, start between 0 to 5K and you want to start/scale the right way, DM me the word coach. He has it in every single one of his videos. You're not being annoying by saying this. You're being directional with the content you put out. Your content is the foundation of your funnel. If you don't want to make content, you shouldn't even be watching this video. And that's because your content isn't just the top of your funnel, it's a psychological warm-up to your audience. It gives your audience a taste of what to expect. And if they like your content, and even better, follow up with your call to actions, in some ways, that's the hardest part done. And that's because content has 3 jobs. Qualify the right person emotionally, e.g., I'm stuck and this speaks to me. Frame the problem with a perspective shift like, damn, that's why I haven't been making money. Damn, that's why I'm still fat. Damn, that's why I'm still stuck at 200 feet Joe. You need to shift their existing beliefs because the beliefs they currently have are limited them. If it wasn't limited them, they wouldn't be experiencing these problems in the first place. And the third job is to guide them to the next step, e.g., I need to DM this guy. This guy knows exactly what I'm going through and he will definitely be able to help me. If you're not guiding them somewhere specific, here's what usually happens. They scroll, like I said earlier, they feel seen for 8 seconds and then they scroll and then they forget you even existed. That's after they scrolled. And next time they need help, they Google someone else. That doesn't benefit you, does it? And that's the silent killer of great content. No path afterwards. I don't know if you guys have watched any series lately, but as of right now, you're basically creating content like it's a Netflix series or an anime with no sequel. There's no reason to care after the credits roll. People watch it, maybe even enjoy it, but they forget the moment they scroll. And that's on you, because you never gave them a reason to take the next step. Count how many times I said content. Now let's move on to what actually happens in the direct messages once a prospect reaches out. Once someone reaches out to you from your successful call to action, that's not the green light to pitch yet. This is important. Please do not pitch yet. That's the easiest way to lose a potential client. This, however, is your green light to filter them. Yourself or even your setter's job isn't to sell straight away, it's to assess and protect your calendar from time wasters and people that aren't serious. That's why the opening line should be something like, hey, mind if I ask a few questions before we dive in? Or hey, do you mind if I ask a few questions to see how I can actually help you? So this line does 3 powerful things. It frames the conversation as a collaboration and not pushy, creates psychological buy-in, micro yeses, which I won't really get into it, but if you can get your prospect to say yes on small things, when you ask them the big questions such as, can I send you the call link? They'll be more likely to say yes because you've conditioned them to already say yes. And it puts you in control of the conversation, therefore positioning you as the authority figure and expert. You have dictation of where the conversation is going to go. Either it'll go into a call link, or either you will say, sorry, I cannot help you, but here's an alternative. So here, your goal is to qualify on 2 fronts. Intention, are they just curious, or are they actually fed up of being stuck? Questions such as, what's stopping you from hitting your first income target right now? How long have you been trying to figure this out for? What have you previously done to help your situation? You're listening for signs of urgency, ownership, and clarity. If they're vague in their answers, e.g., I'm just exploring, or passive, I just want to see what you do, they're not actually ready to buy. And that's okay. They might not be familiar with you or warmed up with your content. However, if they're sharp with their answers, e.g., I'm tired of trying the same old stuff and not getting results, they're just itching for someone to swoop in and save them. Second thing you're trying to qualify is their budget. This isn't about grilling them, it's about protecting their time and yours. Questions that qualify them financially without actually being intrusive is, oh, what do you do for a living? It's casual, but it gives you context. Some people with modest jobs honestly do make it work sometimes, but that all depends on the circumstances and how the conversation actually goes. Even if you have the inkling they can't afford your coaching, please do not shut them down and leave them. Yes, it does damage your reputation, but this isn't even just about reputation. It's just about genuinely just being a nice person. You always want to offer them alternatives. Offer them a low ticket or free resource. For all you know, they may be able to recommend you to someone else that can actually afford your coaching. But if you do have an inkling they can afford your coaching, you're dealing with a potential client. However, not every DM leads to a book call, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is recognizing the signals early so you don't waste energy on no-shows or ghosts. Ask yourself or tell your setters, are they replying to me quickly and clearly? If they're just giving one-word answers or disappearing mid-flow, probably not serious. Are they answering your questions directly? Dodging simple questions usually means they're not really ready to be helped, and it's the conversation progressing. Or are they just stuck in the loop of, I'll think about it, or what do you offer again? Understand real buyers sometimes take hours or even days to apply. People are busy. But with dead leads, you will tend to feel it in the conversation. The conversation stalls, there's no direction, and there's no commitment. So going back to the overview of why the system works, it's because it removes guesswork. Instead of trying to naturally come up with content ideas from scratch, you're pulling from real frustrations from your audience, emailed directly to you. So instead of thinking, what should I actually post? You're sitting on the exact problems you can speak to and bridge solutions for, fast. All you have to do is create the content and plug in the CTA plus DM system and let the backend turn 1 video into 5 qualified calls in a week. So guys, that's the end of this video. And if you want me to walk through your funnel and see what's working or what's missing, just DM me the word access on Instagram. You can find my Instagram in the description of this video. I'll break it down for you step by step in a free Loom video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for any other videos, just comment it down below. Stay blessed, guys. Peace.